everybody. It's your girl, Charry Da Brat, Cherry with the A from the A, and I'm here in my hometown, Atlanta, Georgia, with Hines Media Entertainment.
Cherry, how's everything?
I'm doing great.
That's good. So we've been knowing each other for about what, 2 years now, since what, 2023?
Yeah, 2 years.
So how you been since then?
I've been good.
Now, I remember when we first met, you were doing modeling. Are you still doing modeling?
Oh, yeah, I love modeling.
Okay, we're gonna touch on that in the interview. But before let's start off with the basics. Where are you originally from?
I'm from here, Atlanta, Georgia.
Okay, how was it like growing up in Atlanta?
I mean, I never lived nowhere else, and my childhood was pretty good. No, like, real bad traumas or anything like that, so it was fine.
So what part of Atlanta did you grow up in?
I grew up a little bit on the south side, but mostly on the west side.
Okay, so when people say the South Side, we usually think of College Park, and the West Side is more like Bankhead or something like that, right?
Yeah, but not the part I was in. I was like on Cascade, MLK area.
So let me hear about your family. You grew up with both mom and dad.
Yes, I grew up with my mom and my dad.
Okay, you got a good relationship with your father.
I'm a daddy's girl. I always been a daddy's girl. That's one reason like why I'm a spoiled brat now.
So what kind of girl were you growing up?
I was a tomboy through like middle school, and then when I got older in high school, once you start liking boys and all that stuff, I tried to be a little more girly, but I was never like a girly girl. I don't know, somewhere in between, I would say.
Did you decide to go to college after high school?
I did. I went to Georgia State for 2 years.
So Georgia State, did you finish?
No, I went halfway through the program.
So why didn't you finish?
Honestly, like I tell everybody, too much partying, not enough studying, just like trying to get adjusted to being on your own was a little challenging for me. And honestly, too, like I always been good in school, academics and stuff. And I was the type of student where, okay, if I miss a day or two, I can still come to school and ace that test and do good. And I did miss like a lot of days of school and stuff, but I still graduated high school in the top 10%. So for the first time, I would say academically, I had challenges in college, and I don't know, it just did something to my pride a little bit.
So you left college. What did you do after college?
I started dancing. It was kind of like a gradual thing.
Made you start dancing?
I always like played around about it with friends, like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go to Blue Flame and shit like that because it's like I live in Atlanta. I always known about it, and I had a friend whose older sister was a dancer growing up, and just I had a best friend when we was in college. She decided to start dancing, and once she did it, she told me how it was. Like, okay, yeah, I'm ready now.
So tell me about your first night as a dancer.
Well, my first night, I was like a little nervous. I was way skinnier than now. Looked it very young, baby, like in the face. I just didn't have any real expectations as far as like making money or anything like that the first night. I just wanted to get through it and make my tip out back in a little sum. And I felt, like I would have been happy. And I was like in my head, because I'm a person that's always in my head, like, okay, so when do I ask them, do they want to dance? When do I take my clothes off? Like, how do I know that they really like me? Like, I'm not a person that's very touchy feely. So it's kind of like that was like a challenge too at first.
hmm So how long have you been dancing?
I've been dancing maybe like 6, 7 years on and off, but I'll say in the last 3 years, I've been more buckled down with it, taking it seriously. Like when I first started, like I said, I didn't really have that much expectations for money. I did, of course, get in it to make money and stuff, but what's considered then a good night is not considered a good night to me no more. I had less responsibilities and was younger. It was more like something fun to do and a little money here and there.
You said 6 to 7 years. Now you're pretty much a vet in the game now.
I guess you can say that, yeah.
Okay, so what type of guys do you know who have money when they come into the club versus the ones that don't have money?
Yes and no. I say never underestimate someone because millionaires like Bill Gates and shit, like they're not wearing all that designer stuff. And some people count out certain people that they do have money, or tonight you might not make 1,000 from them, but they're a consistent customer where it's like, okay, you'll make 1,000 over the month from them. But yeah, I can look at some people and like be like, yeah, no, I'm not going up to you. That's a waste of my time. Not giving my number, that's a waste of my time. You just start knowing eventually who you want to deal with to be like your client, and like who is like worth your time and your energy and stuff.
Yeah, because sometimes the niggas that come in there that's dressed in all that designer and shit, they be the brokest ones.
Or like I said, it's like some clients you might make 1,000 one night, but then it's like you'll never see them again. But then the guy that only gonna give you 100, 200 tonight, you know, you don't want to go up to him or you don't want to dance for him or whatever. But he's like the person that is gonna consistently come spend that 100, 200 with you, and it adds up to the same or more than the other person, and he might be a little more respectful or something like that.
What's the best club you worked at and the worst club you worked at?
Well, I'm not gonna say the worst club I worked at. The best club, 24 in Miami.
Okay, outside of Atlanta, what about in Atlanta?
That's a hard one because it's like they're all different. They're all different, but kind of the same.
Mm.
I don't want to like single no one thing out. I know my dream club here in Atlanta is it's Magic City. That's gonna be my retirement club.
Yeah, I know all the girls they get paid at Magic City, you feel what I'm saying?
Yeah, so I'm like I'm
Yeah.
ready to go to Magic because in the next few years I'm gonna hang my heels up.
They hang your heels up. That's what they say. Hang your heels up.
That's retirement. Hang your heels up.
I hear you.
Retirement party, the last dance.
Yeah, yep, definitely. Now, with Magic City and whatnot, their only competition is what, Blue Flame that actually can compare up to Magic City, right?
Kind of, sort of, but I feel like they're different. Like, I don't feel like, honestly, Magic has competition here in Atlanta. Like, Magic City is Magic City.
Keep it real though.
I'm
Uh,
keeping it real.
not now on this though, on this one. You
Okay.
said 24 in Miami is the best club you ever worked at, right?
Mm.
So compare that to is the money better down in Miami versus over here in Georgia when it comes to dancing?
Yes. I say that niggas is more showboat and, like, frivolous with, like, spending and, like, tricking and stuff in Miami. Like being a broke nigga is being lame and looked down upon in Miami.
Yeah, yeah, that Miami's like the trick capital right there. You feel what I'm
Yeah.
saying? If you got bread and stuff like that, you see a shorty out there, definitely, you feel what I'm saying? They going for money. And a lot of the girls that I work with and stuff like that, the ones that do come from Miami, they know their price. You know what I mean? To
Yeah.
the point where they're not going to do any type of work, either is content, photo shoots or whatever, for nothing below 500. You feel what I'm saying? Everything is above that. And I wish the girls down here in Georgia knew that because a lot of the girls really don't know their value.
Oh well, if they whatever they think they worth, let them be worth that.
So you do privates as well, right?
Uh-huh. I do private parties and the occasional private dance. Yes.
Okay, which one is better, either the privates or the dancing in the club?
For me personally, the private situation, but every girl is different based off, different reasons why they might like this over this. But I like private situations better. So, yeah, y'all can book me.
So most girls that dance, and they get offered to do a private, sometimes they're afraid to actually do that private because they don't know if the security is going to be there or if they're going to be safe actually doing that private. So how can a dancer actually being sure that it's okay and it's safe to actually do a party?
Well, I don't recommend doing parties by yourself, especially first starting off. You know, just like safety rules, like always somebody got to know where you're at. You can kind of get a feel for the person that's inviting you to the party, or if it's a private situation where it's just you and one other person, that's even more dangerous. So I would say try to get a feel for the person that's there and the guests. Like I'd like to ask, okay, what's the age range? If this person is a lawyer, usually most of their friends it's pretty good, like they're probably a lawyer, or they have like some kind of stable job, because usually it's like birds of a feather flock together. I just like you just have to get a feel and trust your gut. If you feel that something is wrong, then something is wrong, and two or more is always better than one person. Always let someone know where you're at and like check in with that person that knows where you're at. Don't get like too drunk or like doped up or whatever, and bring a gun. We live in Atlanta.
Yeah, everybody carrying down here.
Yeah,
That's the
I
only thing I
mean, you
know.
got to.
Because it's not like New York and stuff like that shit. You get 2 years of having a goddamn slingshot. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, one of the things you just mentioned was keep a group of girls around you. So you got your own little group at all?
Yeah, I do.
What's the name of it?
We're called the ATM Brats.
Okay, so how did that come about?
Well, it's like it happened when I kind of first started dancing, maybe a few months to a year in. I got to do like my first private event, and I kind of seen, oh, I like this better. It's easier to make money. And then I noticed like when you have more than one girl, it's easier to convince someone to do like a private party with you and set something up like that, because people like one stop shops. They don't want to have to like look for a girl here, then look for another girl there, and the chemistry works better when everyone knows each other.
That's what's up right there. So how, like, you had your group for a while. So how did you maintain the relationships with all your girls? Because some of the ones that you've been working with been down with you from the beginning.
Well, I don't technically have any girls that's been here all the way from the start, because it's like any company growing pains and stuff. But I do have a few that I've been knowing for at least like 5 years. And I say like a lot of the girls were actually real friends, so that makes it easier. Like we don't just see each other as coworkers, work buddies, and I try to be careful when I pick girls that like do a private party or something. Like I look for certain qualities in them to make sure that they're gonna be good with the customer and good with the other girls on the team. Like I want to build a team, not just like a company, because a company could be like Kroger or something. Like you don't have to like everyone that works there. You don't have to get along with them. You don't even really have to interact with them like that. But and like when you butt ass naked, butt to butt with someone, like you want to at least feel some sort of comfort with them.
You said 5 years. That shit is like a lifetime for a woman now because a lot of these females are just fighting with each other after a couple of months and
Yeah.
they don't end up talking to each other. But that's good that you manage it and you running your program like that. So with the modeling and stuff like that, are you still active?
Yeah, I'm still active. I love modeling. Modeling is my passion. I'll tell everybody like I'd rather be a model over a dancer, but I just feel like it's easier to get into dancing than modeling professionally. Like I don't say I'm not a professional model, cuz I do get paid for photo shoots and things, but to get like that top dollar where it's like I could stop dancing, I wouldn't have to work a job or anything like that. It's kind of hard to break into that here in Atlanta per se.
Yeah, because down here in Atlanta, you know what I mean, you gotta have multiple talents. Like I see a lot of these females actually choosing to dance and or to model, but modeling don't really pay that much money, but they're choosing to dance over working a 9 to 5. Now, would you ever go back to working a 9 to 5?
Hell no. I want to be an entrepreneur and I want to have multiple companies, at least 4 to 5. But I'm not gonna put a limit on myself. But I say 4 to 5 because that's enough where you can have versatility, but you still have enough time to like hone in and manage the company for real and make sure that everything is up to par and really like find your specialty.
Okay. Yeah, because I see so many, girls that are beautiful and whatnot, and then they're working these regular jobs. It's like, hell, you can monetize your beauty. You feel what I'm saying? You don't have to slave for 15, $16 an hour. I know pride is something, but shit, when the bills is due, you got to be able to make that bread. You feel me?
Right.
So, say if you can go back in time to your 18-year-old self, would you waste your time going to college?
That's a hard one because I don't feel like college was a waste of time. I feel like it was a good growing phase for me. I probably would because I don't know. I feel like I probably would keep that same path. I don't know if I would necessarily stay in. I'm kind of thinking that probably some of the same stuff would have happened. But if I could go back in time when I started dancing and modeling, I definitely would handle a lot of things differently, like going hard from the very beginning and taking stuff seriously and not being lazy and just it's a lot of things that if I was able to go back with the same knowledge that I have now, I would change things.
You said you went to school for radiology?
Hmm.
Okay, they only make about like 77,000. You think you bringing in more than that right now or no?
Probably.
You are?
Probably, yeah. I'm like, that's if they doing good that they bring in that.
Mm.
The starting pay is like 40 something, 50.
40, 50?
Yeah, that's like the starting pay.
Okay, and right now you're bringing in more than that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah. And I'm like, even if I have a bad year and I'm like only bringing in 70, at least then I'm doing it, on my own time, my own schedule,
Mm.
and I'm able to do what I want to do. It's different. But no, I think I'm bringing in more than that because that's like what at 5, 6 thousand a month.
What, 40,000 hours?
No, 70.
70?
That's only
No,
five, six
no,
thousand.
that's less than that. Cause
Oh, for real? Oh yeah.
yeah,
Then yeah.
yeah.
Damn, that's less than that. Yeah, hell
I
yeah.
think, I think, when I was working at the manufacturing plant, I was at 75. That was like a couple of what's the name ago. So at 75, I was bringing in about $2,600 every 2 weeks.
So a little over 5 a month,
Hmm.
but you still got to pay taxes on that.
Yeah. Oh no, that was after they took that shit out.
Mm.
Yeah, that was 2,600. So.
But yeah, no, I made more than that.
Mhm. Okay, so what advice would you give the new girls that want to get into dancing and they're afraid to get into dancing?
I think my number one thing I would say is dancing is not as easy as you think it is. It does take a toll on you mentally and physically. It's not for everyone. So get in it for the right reasons, whatever your reasons might be, not just because you think it's going to be easy, fast money or it's popular on social media or you have like friends or something that do it. Have your reasons and be comfortable. If you're not comfortable, then don't do it. And have an exit strategy from day one. It's not gonna last forever. It should not last forever. And plan wisely with your money. A lot of people that make like fast money, they spend money fast or recklessly. Have like something that you're doing with your money, like a goal that you're working towards. Save up. You have to track your money.
Yeah, and that's the crazy thing about it as well too, because a lot of dancers, especially matter of fact, that's just women in general, they blow through money like crazy. So you telling them to actually learn how to manage their money is some good advice.
Yeah, that was the word I was looking for. Manage your money.
That's some great advice for everybody because at this age and time that we in, everybody's just blowing through their money so quick.
Hmm.
And they don't know how to manage, how to invest in themselves or save at all. Before I let you go, Cherry, let my subscribers and my followers know how they can follow you.
Okay, you guys can follow and book me through my Instagram, vanilla.cherry on top. And cherry is spelled kind of like Charry. So Charry on top. My Twitter or my X is Charry Da Brat. Charrydabrat. And my email is cherrydabratbooking@gmail.com.
All right. Thank you, Cherry.
Thank you. I'm be looking forward to hearing from y'all.
Yep. Definitely. We definitely gonna have you back too.
Yeah.
All right then.